Hello, everyone. Today is 28th of September. It's almost 5 minutes past 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Sorry, was busy for last few days. Couldn't produce anything after my last video on, I think it was 17th or 18th of September. So let's dive into what market outlook for the coming week, and we'll go through some of the large cap stocks and usual our Bitcoin, gold, and dollar, and Bitcoin, gold, US dollar, US Treasury, 10 years US Treasury, and oil. Okay. So let's see what we have. This is the MNQ, which is the NASDAQ December future. NASDAQ December future is sitting at all-time high, came down, it's retesting, it broke the channel. It looks like that it can go to 24,850, a little bit higher, maybe it's 70 before it comes down. Okay. It's hovering near the all-time high, and let's see if it's able to break 24,850, 60 in the morning. Let's look at MES, which is the S&P futures. So S&P futures broke through. Tried to break this trend line a couple of times. So let's see, let me make it a little bit thick. Came down, pushed back higher, again coming down, and then looks like that 6,710 is the key support. We broke this one. We come down to 6,585. We stay above it. We have room to go to 6,770. All right, let's look at the QQQ. So QQQ is in a smaller band, which is actually 597 to 592. So I'll say 600 to 591, whichever side it breaks. That will be the direction. Looks like a topping formation, but let's see if it's able to break 600 again. And look at the SPY. So SPY, same thing here. Failed to break this trend line. Went into hit the channel, top of the channel, testing the midpoint of the channel. The top of the channel is holding. The top of this resistance is holding. As long as we break 659 or 658 on the downside, we have room to 648, 10 points on the downside. And if we go higher, then we can go to 670, which is close to the all-time high, which is 667 and 667. Right? UVXY. So UVXY is actually, if you see, it's hovering near the lows of the all-time so far. If the way it's moving, it has moved in the history in the past. If it goes, I think we will as well see some move back to 35, 36 in UVXY. That means higher volatility. That will suggest that S&P will drop. We'll see if it's able to move higher. And let's look at before we go into our key mega cap stocks. If you are thank you very much for following on YouTube, and if you're not following me, please do follow me I'm available on Twitter. I'm regularly available. YouTube I do once a week. I used to do it very frequently, but I'll try to increase the frequency over a period of time. And I do produce this weekly US indices probability map. So I'll do it for the coming week. I'll do it in the morning, sometimes on Monday. Generally, I do it on Friday, but this Friday I was busy. This is the quote I like very much. Fear has two meanings: forget everything and run, face everything and rise. I loved it. I shared Intel since August 21st. Been bullish on Intel since 23. We have almost seen 35 plus almost. So let's see how it goes. Do put economic indicators. So I'm the founder of TWT Learning. TWT Learning is into research, education, and advisory services. I do provide high probability setups trainings via 4 month mentorship program. If you like to see, the details are here, and I'll share once I start the new session. Please follow. Again, thank you very much for following me on YouTube, Twitter, and please do visit my website. Let me show you. So you'll find some good stuff on the website. I do put a lot of actionable stuff on Twitter. These are the testimonials from my students. Many of them, just scroll through it and read through these testimonials. The other thing, you can find details about myself, my bio, my profile. I do write for investing.com and flexstreet.com. Those links are here, and I do produce earning podcast. So you can find my podcast, and you can find my Twitter and YouTube handle over here. So let's look at Tesla. Tesla seems to be stuck in a range after a rise. This range looks like more of a consolidation. There are two probabilities: either after consolidation, the market will go further higher, or market will reverse. Tesla has their Q3 delivery numbers in the first week. It should be 1st or 2nd of October. Let's see when it is. I'm not sure exactly about the date, but generally it's the 1st or 2nd day of the new quarter. So it's consolidation. When it comes to NVIDIA failed to break 185. As I suggested in my podcast on the day of the last earnings, it failed to break. We have seen almost after the last earning where we were here, we have seen almost 164. We pulled back from 164. We tried it was second or third or fourth attempt to break 185. We're coming down. We have a price gap. As long as we fail to fill this price gap, we can actually as long as we fail to break this one, as long as we remain below 182, 183, we have room to come down to 175, 172, 171 to 175. On AMD, double top. If we rejected this trend line so far, we remain below this trend line. We are coming back to these lows, which is about 150. All right, Alphabet. Alphabet to me looks like making top information, at least a pause. Alphabet can remain between 245, 244.5 to 241. 241 is broken. We have this gap to fill. So we have if 241 is broken, we have larger room on the downside. AVGO has actually broken through this channel, right? And then actually it is below this larger channel, the white lines, and it has a gap. It gets into the gap, which is 335, below 335. We can easily see 320. Let's go to Apple. Apple, I was bullish in late August, and we have seen a rally in Apple. Apple is also looks like it's forming a topping formation, a little bit exhausted, running out of steam. Can come down to 248 and 245, right? And after Apple, we have Microsoft. So Microsoft stuck in the range. It dropped. It's just stuck in the range. I will just leave Microsoft for now. So it's 506 and 517 range. On the top side, it fails around 512, 513. And we have Amazon. Amazon has dropped largely. So basically, we have a double top formation. Amazon had a price gap. The earning price gap. And 1 second. Yeah. So this is the earning price gap, guys. Right, we have gone below the earning price gap, but Amazon has a support around 215.16. It holds, and it can go back. So it will be a choppy price action for now. Let's look at gold. So gold is actually my target on gold, which I put in on one of my stories in fxstreet.com, was 3,800. We have seen 37.91, 37.87 is the one. I think 37.91, 3,800 is still a strong resistance. And we can see a nice pullback in gold. And I think there is a good possibility. Well, let's see how it goes. But gold is at the moment, it's one way, and then probably, in my opinion, it's getting into hype mode. There's a lot of hype. Let's see. Oil range 67, 65, and on the downside, what we have seen is 62, 61, 62. Dollar has gone higher after the Fed rate cut. That was my last video, and in that video on YouTube, I said the dollar will go higher. And dollar has gone higher from 96.54 to almost 98.50, 200 points on the dollar index. And now it's just pulling back a bit. There's a possibility of dollar going back to 99. All right. US Treasury 10 years has broken the trend line. It looks like there's a possibility of it going to 425 before it comes down. On Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, as I suggested in one of my stories in FX Street, a couple of, I think, when it hit 125, just a bit before that, my ideal scenario was that Bitcoin will come down, Bitcoin will retest this high. We have retested this high. I still believe that Bitcoin is going to remain in the range, 116, 117K on the top side. And on the downside, we will see 108, whichever I think I see more probability of 107 being broken. And then we go down, probably more down. We'll see how it goes. Monthly closing is key on the Bitcoin. We'll see how it closes. That's all from my side, guys. Have a wonderful time, wonderful trading week. And I'll try to do on a weekly basis. And I'll see if the market gets more volatile, then I'll do it a couple of times during the week. Have a wonderful week. And if please share within your groups, within your network, my YouTube channel, my Twitter, and my website. It will be informative, and they will find some actionable. They'll definitely find some actionable idea. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening, guys, and see you soon.